Hi, welcome back. Hope you watched all the previous videos and understood the reason of those conflicts impacting your health. Today is the important video we are going to do where we are going to share the secret of resolving those conflicts or not getting trapped into those conflicts anymore at work or even in your personal life. Every time you have those kind of conflict, you will have these tools available to you so you can use them when you need them the most. When you are in conflict, you are having stress, anxiety, because we discussed in the last video, remember, stress and anxiety are the just symptoms or the feelings which are caused because of those conflicts which you had at work. Okay, so what are these conflicts and how we can resolve them? So what are these conflicts we discussed in the previous video? I hope you watched them. Now how to resolve those conflicts we are going to discuss today. Let me ask you a question. Do you want a fulfilling career? And when I say fulfilling career, does that fulfilling career means to you more happiness at work? Enjoy working at the workplace rather than always being, what is happening with me? No one likes me, no one treat me well. They all favor other people, they all do something nice to others but not to me. I didn't get the appraisal right away, I should have got this much, I just got this much. I should have been graded as A, I got graded B. All those things which are causing a conflict, not only with people but with you yourself, and they have been impacting your health. You might have noticed. If not, any symptoms you may have, what we discussed in earlier video, could be the reason that you are having those conflicts. So we are going to discuss the solution of those conflicts, how you don't have those conflicts anymore, how you don't worry about those things anymore. Hope you are ready to listen to it now. I know you have been waiting it for long now. Let's discuss about all those things today. We are going to discuss what is going to resolve all your conflicts so you don't get into trap of those conflicts and get impacted because of those conflicts. Don't scold your wife or your kids for no reason because something happened at work and you taking that frustration at home and putting that frustration hat on and giving it to your kids or your wife. Does it happen? Do you know someone who has been in this situation? Who would want to be in that situation? When you are with your loved one, why you want to have that kind of frustration feeling with them? No? Right. You don't need them. Okay, let's discuss, jump back again to the solution. Based on the research and the ancient scriptures which we have studied so far, my team has studies and researched on those topics and we come up with a solution, a blueprint, which is we are calling the intense intimacy blueprint. That blueprint has got all the steps in it, what you need to do to resolve all those conflicts and remain cool and calm at work. And don't get into the trap of those conflicts. And never get those negative emotions which are impacting your health. We will discuss the impact of those negative emotions in our next video. Today we are going to discuss the impact of those conflicts, the result of those conflicts, the emotions which are coming to you. So you don't get trapped into the conflicts. This is the solution which we are going to discuss today. How you can stay away from those. Okay, when I talk about the intense intimacy blueprint, that's the blueprint which talks about how you need to react with different people, how you can identify what people are expecting from you or how they behave the way they behave. So very first thing, to understand how they behave, when they behave, what they behave, you need to understand the personality type of those people. You need to know the people. You need to understand their behavior. What is the reason of their behavior? Because everyone is right in their model of the world. No one is wrong. Please try to understand this statement. No one is wrong. Everyone is right and their model of the world, the resources available to them. So when they are right, does that mean you are wrong? No, that's also not true. So we need to define a thin line between if I'm at cost side or I'm the result side. Am I the reason, or am I the result? Do I look for the reason, or should I look for the results to achieve, to get what I'm looking for? So to achieve any goal in life, you should be focused on the results, not on the reasons. And to focus on on the results, you need to really focus on how to remain away from those conflicts. Okay? So now let's discuss few more things about how you identify those 16 different personality type. So you need to know how you can identify by asking simple 16 questions. In general question, you ask those 16 general questions to people and you get to know about what personality type they are in. And once you know their personality type, you can act with them accordingly. You can work with them accordingly. How easy or nice it will be if you know the people beforehand, before you talking to them. You know what language should I be using again with them. And you already know that when I'm talking or using this language, what their response gonna be. Then what happens? You drive the response. You drive what you want to hear from them, right? Okay. So let's discuss a little more about what are different things what you can do. So I'm going to give you some tricks here. You might already be using it, or you may be already aware of it, but these tricks help everyone a lot, at least help me a lot. Before I give those tips, let me tell you a time when I was in the situation, when I was into the trap of this conflict. It was 14th of November 2011. I'm in UK, in my house, in the kitchen, cooking food for my flatmates. The flatmate who is staying with me was also a co-worker of mine. He used to report to me at work. When he was staying with me, I noticed his behavior is changing. And he always kept on saying to me that it seems you have some personal interest in this. You have some personal interest feeding me. You have some personal interest making me stay with you. And it has impacted my management style a lot. I lost confidence in me that I can even manage people or not. Because the people who he interact with, he always say, oh no, it's his personal interest, that's why he's keeping with me. Rather than he understanding that I'm trying to help him. He never understood that thing. I been into that trap and I really got impacted because of those events in past. But not anymore now. Now I know the solution how to come out of those traps. Maybe you also had some event in past which are keeping you on those time. If you think of a time now when you're not being treated well, if you think of that time, what feelings comes in? You're not treated well. If you think of that time, feel what you felt, hear what you heard, see what you saw, what feeling comes in? I know it's not a good feeling coming in. I know it's not good at all to feel bad. And you want to feel good all the time, especially when you are at work. You want to enjoy working. Why to worry about work? If you don't enjoy your work, that's the worst thing can happen to anyone. Okay, let's discuss what are the tricks which we are going to give it to you, the takeaways for today's video. Always use sandwich feedback. Maybe some of you are already aware of it. The sandwich feedback. You start with a positive note. As I earlier said, everyone is right in their model of the world. They are doing it right way. So what you need to do, you need to understand the positive thing to start. Whatever they are doing, there is some positivity. Wear their cap. See from their perspective. See yourself, close your eyes and move around. See you as them and them as you, and then understand what they are doing. And then you get to know what is the reason why they are doing it. When you get to know, you find the positive note. Give the positive note first, then give the feedback. Don't complain. Never point the finger to someone, because when you're pointing the finger, you know, like other fingers are pointing towards you, and it's an old saying, so I'm not going to go into a detail. But what happens is no one likes to be treated not well. So people like to treat well. So when you point the finger to someone, it's always a blame, and the people feel that it's not being treated well. And I am sure you don't want to be in that situation where people are not treating you well. When you don't expect that to happen to you, how can you expect that to happen to anyone else? So think of giving a feedback after a positive note. Yeah, this is great thing you have done so far. There are some improvement areas which we can suggest you. Maybe we can do this thing. Possibly this is the things which we would like to improve, and potentially we can get this result. And then another positive note at the end. So sandwich feedback, positive note, and then in between the feedback with some of these words: maybe, possibly, potentially. These are the softening words. When you put these words in front of your sentence becomes soft. Even if I say some harsh word to someone, but put these words, they may not sound that harsh. You are rubbish. Maybe your behavior is rubbish. Do you see the difference? So same way, if you start applying these things, sandwich feedback with softening keywords at the start, you will see a lot of difference. Not only your communication, but in the email writing or the communication, written email also, written communication as well. So you can start applying that. Then, if event has happened in past, you have no control over it. How to deal with it? We come up with some timeline therapies in our sessions, in our this blueprint module, where you can understand how you can travel in time and fix those things which happened in past. Oh yes, you can travel in time. We are making you travel in time, back in past and back, and go in the future. And that's very important, to let go all those negative emotions which you have been holding so long. How good do you feel if the event has not happened at that time, or someone you know who can give you some learning? You always wanted to learn something from someone, but he is no more available to you, accessible to you to give you that learning, but you still can access him, his timeline, and get that learning. So that's part of our blueprint system. You get to know more about those things in detail when you do that, understand that thing and do that intimacy blueprint. You go through about it. People sometimes feel unworthy. It always happens because the boss is always saying, oh, you didn't finish this, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Did that happen to you? It happened, maybe not happened to you, but you may have seen someone, it's happening to them. And maybe they are feeling bad. And do you want to see them feeling bad? I'm sure no one wants to see someone feel bad. But you being a boss, when people are not delivering the work, what do you do to them? You are waste. You are not good enough. This is what we say. And we are giving these negative suggestions which are going into their mind and which are resulting onto those conflicts within themselves. And they start feeling unworthy. And when they start feeling unworthy themselves, their productivity even goes down. I've seen people working with me, even during the experiments of our experiment. I tried it. Sorry about all my colleagues if you've been victim of those experiments, though it was not intention. And I remember I made you feel better after that, after some more stuff which we did in the intimacy blueprint. But yes, these techniques are very much helpful for you to understand and apply, as I am applying them in my day-to-day life. So don't get into the trap of conflicts. So what else you can do? So what we discussed, you know the people type, what type of people they are, so you know the personality type of them. Then if you already know the personality type, you can behave the way what they expect you to behave. Then you can use the sandwich feedback. Don't straight away point to someone. Just give some feedback, positive note, then start giving some statements to improve with the softening words. So for example, say maybe, possibly, potentially, or you could do it well doing this way. as a suggestion. When you do this way, you will feel much better yourself, and they'll also feel good in your company. What else we can do? In our intimacy blueprint, we help people identify how they can improve the affinity. The affinity is how they can have that relationship improvement, not at only work but in the personal life, which improve the performance, not only yourself but kids and your partner. They feel better, you feel better, you feel happy. If you really want to feel happy, book the strategy call today. We are giving a 45-minute strategy call to everyone for free, to understand what their conflicts are, how they are feeling bad about their old conflicts, about their old emotions, and how can they resolve those conflicts in no time. That 15-minute strategy call will find out the strategy, how things are not going well, and how can we turn those things upside down so they become in your favor, they come in your favor. If you really want to do that, and I believe you really want to do that, and I can feel that you really want to do it, book the strategy call with us, with one of our coaches, and they will be with you to discuss the strategy, how to resolve those conflicts. And I believe you will be loving after that 45-minute session to understand what is going wrong with you and how you can fix that. Okay? So this is all for this time. See you again tomorrow. We're going to discuss more about emotions, how those emotions are coming into the picture at your work, why those emotions are driving you like a puppet. How can we cut short those threads? See you tomorrow. Same time and same place. See you. Bye again.